We're here today at the Summit Medical Group at an event sponsored by the Breast Care Center. I'm with Amy Robach, who was nice enough to take the time to speak with us today. Amy, tell me a little bit about this event and why you're here.
Well, I am here to help spread the message of early detection, of annual mammograms for everyone. Many people know my story, but if you don't, I'll remind you it was a year ago that I got my baseline mammogram on live television in the middle of Times Square to raise awareness, to demystify the test itself, because a lot of women are just simply afraid to go and get it done. It's not a pleasant experience necessarily. So I went in there to go demystify the test and to encourage women who are my age, who are 40, to start their annual exams. Little did I know, would I have ever imagined that a few weeks later I would have a breast cancer diagnosis. So I am living proof that cancer can hit anyone, anytime. No one is not at risk. Everyone is potentially a cancer patient, and it's up to each individual to make sure they take their health seriously and to get those annual exams.
Other than that, I understand part of your message is just how expensive these treatments can be.
Well, it is a very expensive endeavor, even with insurance, and something that really stands out to me. I'll never forget this. When I had my mammogram done, I got a phone call a few days later from the technician saying, hey, we see something that's a little suspect. We think you should perhaps get some follow-up images taken. So they sent those films to my doctor, my OBGYN. She then sent them to NYU and said, Aim, you know what, go in just out of an abundance of caution. It doesn't look like anything, but let's just get the mammogram redone. I was like, oh. My insurance company called me the night before and said, we're not covering it. And NYU called me and they wanted my credit card information right then, and they said, you can't even walk in the door until you can verify payment. And I said, well, how much are we talking? And they said, probably around $800 or more. And I thought to myself, how many women would not be able to go in for that follow-up exam because of that cost? I was lucky enough to be able to have that money and to be able to spend that money, but that would be a non-starter for so many women. And even at that moment, I didn't know how important that test would be, because that would be the test that would show I had cancer.
So how did you get involved with the Summit Medical Group? What brought you to this event tonight?
They asked me to speak. They asked me to come. I think my story is, it's shockingly I think my story is one that makes so many people who think it can't happen to them, who think that they don't have family history. I didn't have family history. Who think I'm too young, I don't need to get a mammogram. I am that person who represents it can happen to you. I'm that person, hopefully, who can serve as a reminder to other women that they have to take their health seriously, if not for themselves, for the people who love them.
Definitely. That's a really important message. So how are you feeling?
Well, I'm about to come up on my 1-year anniversary of being a survivor, and I'm feeling great. I'm not 100%, but I'm close. I'm really darn close, and I'm super busy, and I've stayed busy through the whole thing, and that was another part of my message. That is another part of my message, that you can live well while battling cancer, and there is life after cancer, and we always have to be vigilant. I'll always be vigilant for the rest of my life, but I never stopped living my life. We don't want to die before we die.
Exactly. Awesome. Thank you so much, Amy. I'm Samantha Roth with HomeTowne TV. Back to you in the studio.